Alright, hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. We've got a good one for you today. We worked on a 2003 Toyota Sienna mobility van, the kind you can put a wheelchair in. I spoke to the owner. This vehicle had never been detailed. The carpets were full of dirt, stains. The pile of the carpet was completely matted down. So this should be a nice and enjoyable video. Tons and tons of carpet extraction. We pulled the seats on this one. We had full access to all the dirty carpet. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button now, and also hit the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. We have a bunch of pressure washer reviews coming up, as well as more detailed videos for you guys. And also give the video a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm so that more people can find the videos. We really appreciate it, guys. And yeah, enjoy the video. Alright guys, so SuperClean, the people over at SuperClean reached out to me for this video and wanted to send out some product. This is not paid, I didn't get paid anything, they just sent me out some free product to test out, so I'm happy to do that. Here we are getting set up with our pressure washer. Again, we're using that Uberflex 50-foot hose. I recommend that really highly for any pressure washer that you may have. It's way better than the standard hose that those come with. And so we're starting off with the engine compartment. I'm using the foaming degreaser. That's an aerosol can from SuperClean. And anytime I work on an engine compartment, I do cover the alternator with towels. So make sure you do that, guys. Don't just go in and start spraying down your engine compartment. Make sure you cover the alternator with a towel. And with anything, with the degreaser that I come in with, I spray it from 3 different directions so that I make sure I'm covering every part of the engine. And then same thing when I'm rinsing off, I come in at 3 different directions, straight on from the driver's side and then from the passenger side. Now as the engine is drying out, I move on to the wheels, and I'm using the SuperClean wheel cleaner. And I really love 2 different products. I love Brake Buster, and I also love Malco's Fast Shot wheel cleaner. I like those because they are kind of a no touch. You don't have to go in and agitate the wheels or anything like that. And this wheel cleaner did an absolutely amazing job. I didn't agitate, and there's only just a tiny bit of dirt still left on the wheel. But I mean, one little wipe and that's gone. So this stuff works amazing. And I was actually really surprised by the wheel cleaner. And with all of their products, guys, it does say to not let it dry on the panel or the surface that you're working on. So just be mindful of that. When you spray it on, do not let it dry. Make sure you're rinsing it off before. So here we go with our foam cannon, just foaming down the vehicle. We rinsed it down first, and now we're going across with the foam and then washing the vehicle down. And as always, all the products that we use in the video will be linked down in the description below. So if you guys want to pick up anything or are more curious about what specific item I'm using, all the things will be linked down below, and they link straight to Amazon. Now I rinsed the whole car down, and these headlights were pretty yellow, so I'm actually going to use my soap just as a lubricant, and then using some 3000 grit sandpaper, I go in and sand down the top layer of the lens. That's what the yellowing is typically. It's just contamination that's been built up in that top layer of the headlight. So we sand that out. And with this one, I only used 3000 grit. You can go deeper, you can go down to 800, then follow it up with a 1000 to 2000 to 3000. These ones weren't terrible, so I just went with the 3000 and then went with some compound to buff them out, and then I'll seal them when I go around and seal the rest of the car. Alright guys, moving on to the interior. This is where all the headaches are for this vehicle. So again, we always start off by just removing everything, and on this one we are removing the seats. And so for the tracks where the seats go into, I'm using SuperClean. This is their standard product. I think it's just their generic product that's been around forever. So I'm spraying down the track, and you can see all that dirt just kind of dissolving away from the SuperClean. So then I go in and with my air compressor and blow out the interior part of the track, front and back. And then I go in and just do a final wipe in there to clean up everything else. And they came out super well. They're a little scratched up just from, you know, the seats being moved in and out of them, but overall they cleaned up really well. So now moving on to one of the L tracks, doing the same thing, just spraying it down with SuperClean, and then coming back after it with the compressed air to blow everything out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start extracting some of the carpets here. So I'm using my pump sprayer, applying my carpet solution, and then I'll come back across and agitate the whole area with my drill brush. And then using my extractor, I will go ahead and extract all the chemical and dirt out of the carpets. This is actually a heated extractor, so it helps kind of dissolve the dirt as well, just from the heat, and sucks it all up and does a really good job. In the past, we've used the Bissell Spot Clean Pro. That thing also does an amazing job, especially for the price. You can't really beat it. I do like the unit I'm using there though, because of the heated mechanism. It makes the job a little bit easier and a little more thorough. But again, for the price, the Bissell Spot Clean Pro is probably the best value for your money. The extractor I'm using here is about $1,200. If you pay attention, you'll be able to see so much dirt come out, especially when I get closer to the tracks. All the stains kind of came together by these tracks. So you'll see right here, just as I get back closer to it, it gets really nasty. Now this is the driver's seat, and I'm pulling that out. The floor on it had a big stain, so I used a little SuperClean. I sprayed it right in there and then used my compressed air to blow it out. So the SuperClean was just kind of loosening up the dirt and stain, and then the compressed air blows it out. Cleans it up pretty well. It's a really good spot pre-treatment, and then I go through and do my normal extraction. And for all my carpets and seats and everything, I actually am still using SuperClean as my pre-treatment. There's actually a dilution ratio. I didn't realize this with the brand. I had seen them kind of featured on a lot of other detailers pages like Dallas Paint Correction and Wilson Auto Detailing, so shout out to those guys, but I had never used it personally. I didn't realize that you could dilute it down and have it be able to be used on pretty much every kind of surface. I believe the dilution ratio for the carpets and seats was 3-to-1. I can't remember exactly. It's either 3-to-1 or 10-to-1. It should be on their site, but yeah, it did an amazing job. It worked really well on the upholstery and on the carpets. And as you can see here, this is all the stuff that I got out of the carpets and seats. Now moving on to the interior, I just applied the degreaser straight onto my boar's hair detail brush, and I'm just agitating. So that steering wheel had a lot of dirt embedded in it. It looked like it was kind of worn, but it really is just dirt. So I'm just agitating it with the boar's hair brush, and as you can see there, huge difference before and after. And so now I'm just going to work my way around the entire steering wheel and get everything else all cleaned up. And then the same exact situation with the shift knob there as the steering wheel. So we just did the same process and got that cleaned up. Now we're just moving over all of the interior panels, all the plastic panels in the vehicle, using SuperClean on, most of the time I'm either spraying it directly onto the microfiber or onto my boar's hair detail brush, except for the spots like the cup holders, we spray directly in there and mop it up. And finally, it started to get dark on me, so I pulled the car inside and did my exterior polish. I'm using a 15mm orbital dual action polisher, and also I'm using 3D Products Speed polish and glaze all in one. And here's the final result. As you can see, the engine looks amazing. So I just degreased it, rinsed it out, dried it out, and then I sprayed on a water-based dressing to make everything pop and also to give some hydration to the hoses and all that kind of stuff. You can see the interior is all clean, the seats look great, door panels are nice and clean. I did as much as I could with that carpet, but like I said, when the pile is just that matted down, there's only so much you can do, but I think it came out pretty well considering. All right, so there it is, guys. Thank you again so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next video. Thanks again.